Всем привет. Мы почти закончили, и у нас последний доклад. Я надеюсь, вы отдохнули за сегодняшний день. Будет короткое интро на русском, а весь доклад и дискуссию мы будем проводить на английском языке. Чтобы было понятно, почему интро на русском, я должен сказать, что мой English is so poor, and I cannot express myself when I want to say you that. Когда мы созвонились с Полом в первый раз, у нас обычно проходят созвоны со всеми, кто подает заявки. Первый созвон занял у нас, наверное, час. И по итогам этого часа я чувствовал, что какой же я счастливчик, что именно я созвонился с Полом, потому что у меня была почти частная консультация с очень хорошим тренером. Но у этого созвона было продолжение. Обычно, когда мы созваниваемся с спикером, мы записываем эту заявку, потом другие ребята из ПК отсматривают эту заявку. И вот после того, как ребята посмотрели, один из фидбэков был: после того, как я посмотрел этот созвон, я начал гордиться тем, что я русский. Я не знаю, какие чувства после доклада будете испытывать вы, но я надеюсь, вам будет интересно и полезно. So please meet and greet Paul Karol.
The future. In the future, Russian developers are going to be very important. The desire is to have Russian developers on all projects in all nations. And I know this because of the job I do. I'm a director of business development for an IT company in Russia. And I also work with other IT companies. Today, I'm going to give you some very important information about two key areas: project interviews, how to pass them, how to work with Western companies in Europe, in America, and also the pre-sale meeting, how to win a pre-sale and not lose it. So, I think I said this yesterday. There was an open mic. I came up and said a couple words. In the last 2 weeks, I saw a $500,000 deal go wrong. And that's caused by something that I've just now discovered is a problem, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to tell you how to avoid it. So that, and it also is the same thing happening in your interviews. So who in the audience has interviewed for a Western company in Germany, in America, even France? I know some working in Spain, England. There's some project in England. Anybody? No? So a lot of people have done it, right? And does it feel very different than the interviews that you're doing with Russian companies? And I'm going to tell you why and how to not have it be different, okay? How to avoid that. Well, we'll call you. Maybe we'll call you. Thank you for coming in, right? You want them to say, wow, we're excited with you. When can you start? When can you start? That's the response you want, right? So, in both of these areas, pre-sale meetings and interviews, the thing that I'm discovering is the attitude is slightly needs to be adjusted. So the feeling that's being given off is not exactly what they're expecting. What do you think they're expecting from you? So let me ask you this. When you go for the interview, it felt different, right? It's a different type of interview, right? And what do you think the Russian IT company or Russian company is expecting for you to do in the interview? What are they asking from you? Do you know? Oh, you know. Come on, you work in IT. What do they want from you? Come on, talk to me. Your skills, hard skills, absolutely. That's it. But can anybody tell me what is difference in a Western interview? What do they see differently? What are they looking for differently? Anybody? Absolutely. Motivation, that's exactly it, by the way. That's the biggest part. Can-do attitude. Can do. I was working with one of my guys, one of my colleagues, and I finally came with the good word to say, tackle the problem. Do you know what a tackle is? It's like football, American football, where you grab the sucker and throw him on the ground and beat him. You know, that is tackling, right? Tackle the problem. This is what they expect from you. So, in a interview for an IT company in Russia, or if you're interviewing with a company, you know, that's going to hire you as an outsourcer or something like this, in Russian business, they want you to have the hard skill exactly matching what it is that you knew, right? So I've done this before, and I'm going to do the same thing again. Did you do this before? Yeah, I'm going to do the same. That's not what they want in the interview process. So let me just say, the thing that's missing is that can-do attitude. That should be in the pre-sale and also in your interview process. So let's start to get to the good stuff here. Okay, yes, we can do it. Yeah. No more thinking that, well, I don't want to say yes. I don't want to feel like I can make it happen. You can make it happen, and that's the way you need to project it. Okay, we know the answer to this already. Yes, they are. Here's a big problem. Okay, so here's a little story, brief story. I work with a lot of developers, and one of my jobs I do as my job is to prepare them for project interviews, right? This guy is a senior developer, very high level, team manager, team lead of 30 people, project manager, and even he's an architect of the software. And it's program's still working. It's a very big, important product. The job ended, you know, like it finished. It was the end of the development, and now it's working, and that's it. So he was this, and then what happened? He feels himself down now. This is a difference between people in the West and people in Russia. In Russia, you kind of think like this. Tell me if I'm wrong. You kind of put the thing down and walk away from it. That's the job I used to do, right? This thinking or this way of projecting that is not the way you need to project for the interviews in the West. The way you need to project for the interviews in the West is all your successes go with you. They're yours. They're part of your portfolio. Every job that you completed, every team you worked with, it's all part of your portfolio. It goes with you. And you need to have that feeling. Let's see what the next slide is. Yeah. Have pleasure in your accomplishments. Even if you've just finished school and you're looking for your first job, what are your accomplishments? What are they? You completed IT school, right? University. You've touched different languages, right? You know things. Walk with that success. Have pleasure in it. That's the only way you're going to get a job in the West. You've got to stand up in that. You can do it. Understand what I'm saying? Who understands me? Good. Excellent. Excellent. Now, it's important to look competent, which means professional, not prideful. Not like, yeah, I'm the best person in the world, right? You don't want that. But you want to sound like a professional person. Professional person. Competence. Okay, briefly, let's just go over this. Cultural trigger points for business. What makes business work in different countries? If you want to know more about this, let's talk. But think about this. Responsibility is the whole Western thing. So you have to look professional and responsible. These are the decision mapping, cultural decision mapping. Why is this important? If you're going to go work for Germany, they're all about the process and everything has to be done perfectly. And you should say that in the interview. Yes, I'm very organized. Yes, I keep things exactly like they should be. I make sure I do everything. This is what's important. With America, just be responsible and professional. Let me say this. Oh, I got a slide for that, actually. All right. Have pleasure, job satisfaction. You look like you enjoy what you do. Do you all enjoy developing? Yeah, you like it, right? It's kind of fun, right? You're making a difference, too. Always put your best foot forward. Parts of the interview process. Well, wait a minute. Let's do that now. Okay. So, parts of the interview process. So, as you're going through the interview, there are 4 parts. The first part is like, hello, what's going on in this part? This part, you're not going to lose the job usually, but it's your first impression. It's how they think about you. So, smile once, say hello. Tell them about yourself. Second part, more detailed things about you, the projects you're working on. And then the third part, crux questions, difficult questions. Where do you think you lose the interview, lose the job? You don't get the job. Where do you think that happens? It's number 3. Number 3 is where you lose the job. And it's because the question is answered in a wrong way. So we're going to cover that. Okay. This is what happens in the first part of the thing. So stage 1, first 30 seconds, right? First impression. So they want to see if you're going to work well with the team, how they feel about you. But you're not going to lose the job there. But yeah, so this is how you make it better. Look at this real quick. How do you do this? First 30 seconds, do not be rushed. Smile at least once. And connecting phrases. We're going to talk about that in a second. Here's connecting phrases. All right, learn the word yes and start using the word yes, not the word no. Okay? Have you ever worked with this software before? Good. Say yes. Find some way to say it. Have you ever worked with this language before? Find a way to say yes. It might not be a firm yes. Like you can't lie, okay? But you need to find a way to say yes, and I'll work with that with you in a second. Okay. Yes, well, I am an expert in this. Good, if you are. Recently, I have been working with something very similar. I understand that language. I understand that way that code is written, and I can definitely do that. I have no problem with that. I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in my abilities. Let's cover this real quick. So, in America, if you're going for a job there, and in other Western countries, but let's talk about America right now. So you're going for a job there. They don't expect you to know everything that you need to know for that job. They don't expect you to walk in and say, that's it, I understand everything. But what they do expect is you're professional enough and smart enough. All of you are smart, you're developers. Smart enough to figure it out. To go read a book, go online, figure it out, get some source code, whatever, figure it out, right? Figure it out. I mean, I know a guy right here. I know a guy right here who is a C++ developer, and now he's working in Python. So, certainly you can do it. You can do it, and that's it. You can do it, right? So you don't say no. Have you ever worked with this particular technology? No, I haven't. Do you have that job? No. You've just lost it. And you should understand what a crux question is. Okay. Yeah, yes, I'm a full stack developer. Yes, I have experience as a full stack developer. See how the second one's better? Connecting phrases. So don't say it in the simple form, say it in a more complex, study that. Learn to talk like this. Yes, I have experience in this, right? Okay. Difficult questions, crux questions. They're They're looking for different things. They're looking for things that you can do and learn, not everything you walk into the job with. Working in America, I have never known everything that I needed to know in the new job I took. I think that's even true for me here in Russia. I had to learn stuff. But who are you? Who are you? Professional developer, right? By the way, you are not called a C++ or C# or JavaScript. You're not called this in the West. What is your title in the West? Software developer. No distinction. And this is real important in that interview process. Be smart, you can do it. Okay. Yes, this is what they're actually looking for. I won't pause there, but that you're smart enough to figure out the answer, that you can go and learn. Okay. Be smarter than the person interviewing you. Now, why is that important? You all are smart. All the guys I work with are smart. They're really smart people. Just think ahead. Think what they might ask you. Think why it's important. Which question are they really looking for? You know, that's a crux question. That's a difficult question. That's something that they need to have answered right. Okay, think ahead. We did that. Recognizing crux questions. What is a crux question? A crux question is a question that everything pivots on. You get the job or you don't get the job, right? So you've done well in the interview up to this point, and now you hear a crux question and you don't answer it right, well, you won't have that job, or you'll be way down on the list. Yeah, like we'll put this person down. We'll look for somebody else. Okay, pivotal question, same thing. Okay, now, no, find a way to say yes. Yes, of course, I am familiar with this technology. Yes, of course, I'm familiar. Okay, I am confident in my abilities. Are you? I am confident in my abilities to work with this technology. Okay, clout building, reputation. Okay, now this is going to start going into pre-sales now. So we're going to talk about pre-sales now. So when you are going to a pre-sale meeting, who's participated in a pre-sale meeting as a tech side? You know, you're the tech guy on the pre-sale meeting. Any of you done that yet? Okay, good. A couple of you. As you go up in your career, you will be required to do this. And as I said, I just saw a $500,000 deal go down. Why? Why did it go down? Not a can-do attitude. Not a can-do attitude. Oh, my God, not. Let's talk about how to save this. Because the $500,000 deal that was lost was only the first part. It's potentially millions after that. And no, I'm not joking about this. It's real because it was one state of the state of America, government of that state. By the way, you wonder why I'm saying this to you. Does the world want Russian developers? Absolutely. Everyone knows, and they all want you. And I'm not lying about that. I'm not lying. Every day I work in this. I talk to the companies. I talk to the high-level executives in America. They all want Russian developers. In the situation, they just can't talk about that. But they want you as part of the team. For sure. For sure. And actually, you're preferred over other places. Let's keep it PC, yeah. But you're preferred over other places. Because of the way you think, if you want to get right down to it, it's that decision mapping slide. Remember it up there? Gosh, I'm not going to page back to it, but you're a straight line in the decision. Guess what that means? Your decisions are basically like code. It's wonderful. You're the most practical nation in the world. See what I'm saying? You got a problem? How do we fix it? Let's do this. Done. No problem. That's it. And that's how you approach a code problem. Like, we got a problem. How do we do this? Let's do this. Okay, good. It works. Great. where other countries are more complex than that. Like, what do we do? Step 1, step 2, call some people, you know. You understand what I'm saying? This makes a difference in the project and the quality of the code being written. Can you hear what I'm saying to you? Feel it inside you and go get those jobs and make a lot of money. I'm not joking here. I work with developers all day long. I actually am the guy who connects the developers with the projects. So if you are talking about the pre-sale meeting, and what happens at a pre-sale meeting? Well, it's very similar to an interview. Clout building, reputation. They want to know the reputation of the company, and you want to build clout. What's clout? It's like reputation, your achievements, this kind of stuff is clout. Do you walk in with clout? Yeah, okay. So the next part is assuaging the fears. So when you first start to talk to a company, and you're in your first pre-sale meeting, like you were in your pre-sale meeting, right? As the tech side, you're going to see all this happen. The clout building will happen a few times. Okay, it's maybe in the very beginning. Look, one of the things I've started to do recently is clout build as soon as I meet the client, the customer. So what I say is something like, well, we're a rather large company. We've worked with rather large names, like, and you start giving some names. You drop some names of companies that you work with. Name dropping is important. What's name dropping? Do you know what this is? And it also works for you as a developer going for an interview process. Drop names, but do it carefully. Shouldn't say the word of the large oil and gas company of Russia that I work with. I should not say that name, but I can tell you it's a very large oil and gas company of Russia. Yes, so I've worked with them. Okay, you see what I'm saying? That's how you do it. That's name dropping without name dropping. Assuaging their fears, making their fears not so big. Opening the door, getting the door open. Do you guys know what a pre-sale meeting is? Okay, so classically you've got somebody working in sales or marketing, and they are in the meeting. You may have a subject matter expert in the meeting, somebody who's dealing with subject matter. And you've got the other one is actually you, a developer. And what you're supposed to be doing at this meeting, do you know what your job is? Tell me, what's your job? Don't know? Okay, you will know. And you need this information. Absolutely. Oh, thank you. Because that's exactly right. Because that's not what happened the other day. Building confidence, but you have to listen with your smart mind and think, okay, I'm hearing what they're saying. How can I solve it? I could do this, I could do that, I could integrate these systems, I could use this technology to do that. No problem, we have that ready. And then you should be offering a solution that makes sense to them. And sound confident, by God damn it. Sound confident. Yeah, we can do this. Okay? So opening the door is kind of the same thing. You want to talk with them about something that doesn't scare them first. So if you start talking about going into a company and looking at their systems and like digging through their stuff, they're going to be like, whoa, I don't want to, don't want anything to do with that. So you talk about something more easy for them to talk to you about. Got an idea? What would you talk to them about? Think. I'll give you one I'm using right now. What is going to come in the next 2 years in this field? What is going to come? What will be coming? The technology is changing. We all know that. What's happening? We're on the cusp of revolution. What is it? What? AI. So all of it's changing, and we're sitting here right on the beginning of that. We're like riding the beginning of that wave. We're right on that wave. Anybody a surfer? Any surfers out there? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're riding that wave, and we're right on the top of it, actually. We haven't even dropped in yet. We're right on the top. So everything's going to change. And talk to them about, hey, this is going to change in the future, right? They love this. They can talk to you about that. That opens the door. And the last part, buying sign, putting the right answer. Giving the right answer. What is the right answer in this case? What do you think the right answer is? If you're in a pre-sale meeting as a tech person, what is the right answer for you to give? Can do. Confidently. This is, okay, I'll give you the way I would say it, okay? I hear what you're telling me. These are your problems, or these are your pain points. I suggest that we do this first. Let's conquer this one first. And I would do that by doing this, and then we will start by doing this. Like what? Give me an example. Anything? Sign an NDA, gathering information. Then you present the right idea to them. They can hear this. Okay. Trying hard to explain this difficult topic. If you say what all Russian companies usually say, do you know what that is? I had to fight with my guys a lot, and I've seen it in 3 companies at this point. 3 companies and multiple times, maybe 2 in one, 1 in one. No, 2 in this one and 1 in that one. Okay, so 3 companies, maybe 6 times. Okay? Guess why? What are they doing? How do Russians usually approach a job situation like this? You guys are a team. Right here, this is a team. I'm just making a new team. Okay? And they're going to hire you to start this development project. So they're saying, go, we want you. Now, how do Russians usually approach this? If they ask you, yeah, we like what we hear, and I think you can do it, you're capable. They say, we like it, we like what you're saying. What are the next steps? What should we do next? The customer's asking you, what should we do next? And what do Russians like to say? This is important information. Please hear. What do they like to say? Think. What would you say? What would you like to say in this case? Come on, anybody. What they usually want to do is say, now listen to me, see if this rings true to you. They want to say something like, okay, I'm going to go and think for a couple of days and come back with a nice proposal with everything laid out, a nice roadmap to how we're going to develop this project. Sounds true, right? They want to step away. They don't want to promise anything. I'm not asking you to promise something. I'm not asking to give timelines. But you have to present a confident attitude. And by the way, it works the same way in the interview process. So no matter which one you're doing, whether it's sales, you're involved in actually selling your team here to develop it, and you're the developer sitting there in that meeting, you need to be confident. Or if you're going for a job as an outsourcer, you're in an interview for a Western company, same exact thing you need to have with you, right? All your accomplishments that you've had in the past, everything you've done, you need to say, yes, I'm capable of doing this. Of course, yeah, I can do that. You don't need to tell them, I'm going to do it in 5 days. I'm going to do it, we can start tomorrow. Yeah, we can start tomorrow. We can start tomorrow gathering information, and we can start developing a plan. Does it make sense? But answer them. Okay, some stories. Which one first? How about the pre-sale meeting going bad, okay? Shit, I don't know what to say. It's so crazy. Okay, I wish I could show you the picture. Do you have Hubber, right? Everybody has Hubber? Okay, look me up on there. You'll see it. I have to anonymize this information a little bit because it's a company. So if you're involved in an interview process, I think I even have a slide for this. Let me stick it up. If you're involved in an interview process or a pre-sale meeting, where is it? Buying sign. We'll cover that in a second. I'll go back to it. Let's hit this right now. Camera angle and dress. So if you are involved in an interview, and it's an online interview, like you're meeting your people online. Everybody done that before, right? You're meeting the team that's trying to hire you online, right? Don't completely dress down like regular IT. Don't do that. At least do two things. Put on a collar shirt, maybe, just a shirt, not even white, doesn't matter, something, okay? And make sure that the background that the camera's shooting at isn't full of grandma or something, right? Try to watch what is in the frame. Put it against a white wall or something like this. So in this particular pre-sale meeting, the client had actually been in a demo for a long time, like a month and a half, and they liked it. They liked the product. It's sauce. They liked the sauce that was being sold. They liked it. They were in. They were ready to buy. I don't know. So this is what happened. The camera opens up, and you see the two people that are supposed to be there, you know, from the Russian company. It's a girl and a guy. They are sitting way too close together. We don't do that, not in business. So that presented a weird look, right? Separate yourself a little bit if you're using the same camera. And they also looked very disheveled, I would say, like their hair was a little messed up and things like this. It did not present a good look. It did not look like a confident company, a professional company that can do the work. And the clothes wasn't good, okay? And I don't mean that you have to dress up a lot like this. You don't need to do that. But something, okay? Do something because it matters to the West. So this camera opened up, and they were talking, and they were not talking with confidence, but the clients were confident. They wanted the product. They said, well, we really like it. It works really well for us. And we're not having as many false positives. So that's great. False positives cost us a lot of money, right? So we're not having those, and we like it. So, and the person said, okay, so what should we do next? We're ready to start to buy. But we have a problem, a little bit of an issue. It doesn't work on all of our systems. And do you know what the Russian IT did? This. They literally were looking straight, and they looked down and didn't speak. And what do you think happened to this sale? Gone. It's gone. Irrecoverably gone. No way to get it back. What should they have said? Pick anything besides doing that. Give me. What would you say? Come on. I like that. That also means you're saying, maybe you have to say that sometimes. We've got it already in our hands. We're taking care of it. That's good. I like this language. We're taking care of it. Not say we have problem. Skip the word problem, right? But we're taking care of it. We're tackling it, right? Going after it. Don't worry. We got it. We got it. There was an answer to this question that was asked. The answer was simple. We know about that, and we have a solution, and we're going to give that to you right now. They knew this. This came out after the pre-sale meeting. But dudes, did they drop their eyes? What does that mean? If you ask me something, ask me anything, and I go like this. Oh shit, they know. Wait, I didn't want them to see this. Oh my God, and they both dropped their eyes. Does that produce confidence in the people that you're trying to work with? Your team here, would they be working or would they be sitting waiting for the project? No project for you. So you've got to give the right thing, right? Give the right thing. Make sure that you give the right information. Okay, what else we got? Anything else here? No, backing up. I want to go back to this one. So, what is buying sign? In a pre-sale meeting, is anybody familiar with this term, buying sign? No? Okay, buying sign is when they say something or ask a question where you're sure that they are thinking about actually purchasing your software or your development, right? And if they give you buying sign, that's when you have to be confident and say, yes, you can do it. And as an IT professional, as a developer, your job is to do what? Come up with a solution, or at least the idea of the solution. Does that make sense? Okay. So, how many stories? God. Let's give you an email story. And I'll probably stop with this email story. So, when you're communicating with your clients, you're the IT developer professional, and sometimes you write your clients on emails or texts. That's also very important. Now, what do you know about Americans? What do you guys think about Americans? What do you guys think? Do we do what? What do we do? Are we all cowboys? Okay. Do we like to say nice things? Do you think we mean it when we say, hey, how are you doing today? Well, maybe that's true, not always, but a lot of times they do. They mean it. So what you say back in this way, this back and forth talk, is really important, right? So this particular situation was a company where they were talking for a long time. They were back and forth talking. There was a demo going on. Everything was good. And the director, the CEO of the company, wanted to buy the product. And somehow they did not have contact for like a week. There was a week of time where they didn't have any contact. And at this moment, the salesperson from the Russian IT company was getting upset. They were getting like, ugh, what's going on? Why aren't they here? Why aren't they talking to me? And they got back in contact together. And the guy, the CEO of the American company, said, hey, I guess Tatiana, hey, Tatiana, sorry I haven't contacted in a while. I took my family and we went to the beach, and I took my children to the beach. Now, what do you think the Russians said that ruined the deal? Very good. Pretty close. This deep here, really. What she said was, so, do you want to buy our product? That's it. That was it. That was literally it. That ruined the deal. Because what it looks like, okay, tell me, what does that look like to an American? She didn't mean that, by the way. She didn't mean to look wrong. It would do the same thing for a German. They would think it was strange. What do you think it looks like? Pushing, and also just give me your money. I don't give a about you. You are nada. Just send it over here. Give me fat stacks, right? That's what it looked like. She didn't mean it that way, but that's what it came across. What is the right thing to say? Yeah, how was it? Good. Did you enjoy your time? Something like this. Couple of sentences of being kind makes all the difference. And actually, it wouldn't even be bad to say. It wouldn't even be wrong. So, I'm going to end with this. The future, Russian developers are the most really super important part. You are going to be out there. All companies, all countries want to actually have you in the teams. And how do I know this? Because I work with these companies, and they go like, well, do you have somebody that is more experienced? And what they mean is, give me a Russian guy or a Russian girl. Give me a developer from there. That's what they're trying to find. So you are the future. Go forward and conquer. Let's push Russian IT up. That is what I want. Let's go up. Let's make it bigger. It is already getting huge. You're wanted everywhere. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, thanks. So, Paul, thanks for your speech. By the way, we are going to have some Q&A session a bit later. Just because in 10 minutes we are going to close the conference, but after that you can find Paul later in the discussion zone. And at the moment we have a few questions. I will reorder them and continuing your speech, Paul.
Sure.
You told that a lot of West companies want to work with Russian developers, but what about the restrictions for those companies to have Russia-based employees?
It's good. Okay, just be careful how you answer this one. This is a little tricky, but not bad, not bad. Look, everything's changing shortly anyway, so don't worry, okay? Keep a good attitude, okay? We all want good stuff, right? So, they want to work with you, but there's restrictions. How does that actually play out in real business? I know it's Russians, but I want that, and I don't care. So don't tell me. I don't want to pronounce it, but it's fine. And I have so many teams currently working with America, currently working with Germany. No joke here. Either they work as an outsourcer. All my stories are coming from that. Or they work as teams, and they're working for projects. And these are big name companies. Okay, I'll name some. I guess I can name some. Atsuka, Bayer, Pfizer. These are some, just off the top of my head, that we have project with. Okay, so you can see what I'm saying, right? There's a restriction in. Okay, there's a restriction in how you talk about yourself or your team. So here it goes. Where's your company located? Where is your company located? Emirates. Okay. Look, you can't lie, but here's a good answer. We are an international company. No problem. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, you guys already do this stuff. So, yeah, that's my answer. It's not a hard, oh my God, they're Russians, stay away from. Actually, they like you, they want you. That's truth. I could be, there are countries where development is happening that we all joke about. So come on, I'll leave it like that. You're preferred out of the world, really.
Okay, Paul, next question. Was that your white Ferrari at Slides?
I used to own that. I don't have it anymore. But yeah, God, fun. But you know what? Little quick story about having a Ferrari. Almost any other sport, I love sports cars. I don't have that many now. But almost any sports car you want to drive, you don't have this problem. But somehow Ferrari is a freaking problem. Anywhere you go, you stop, there's 10 people around the car. So it makes you really nervous because, you know. So I prefer the Corvette, the Maserati maybe, you know, these are, yeah. Yeah, you could drive them and people aren't all over. Now, you know, it's different here, though. If you had, I don't have something like, but if you had something like that here in Russia, people would leave you alone because you see all the hot cars in Moscow here, right? Yeah. They're not going to go around your car and everyone was like listening for me as I was driving, like, oh, that's the Ferrari. Oh, I hear it. He's putting the gas on, you know. I was like, oh, drive it like a grandma. No, don't. Oh, too much. Yeah, seriously, because it makes a lot of noise. Yeah, and the whole town was like, up, you know, and there's the police just waiting to pull me over. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, another question. You started your speech with, yes, I can do mantra. Mm-hmm. And for me, well, probably as for Slavic person, it sounds like a junior position who is dumb and brave and doesn't see any obstacles. So he says, yes, I can do that easily. Give me, I don't know, 5 minutes, 2 days, and everything will be resolved. While when you are gaining some experience, you see a lot of problems. I don't know, it costs a lot of money. We cannot rely on external sources and so on. And this is why we are saying, no, it is impossible or it's hard to do just because we are a bit too literal. So how to make the difference so you don't look like the junior?
It's simple, okay? It's a distinction on how you couch the language. Couching is where you sit the words, what you say, like a couch, like what you sit on. So how you couch what you say. You know, I promise we'll have it done in a week. No. But every single time I've worked with a team and they're presented with some problem, they all have the answers for these problems. It might take more development time. It might take more cost. You know, it might be more expensive, but they can do it. You guys are smart and you know your stuff. So if you're sitting in a pre-sale meeting, well, you've done it. You are the one that's the authority there. You think ahead, you're smart, you say, You're presented with 2 pain points, like they have a problem with integration and automation of systems, and they hate it, and it sucks, and they want something, or they got a problem with artificial intelligence reading certain documents. They have problems with both of these situations, and they want answers, right? So in this case, you as the professional should think, you know the stuff. I don't know much about development, okay? I've done a little, but you are the dudes. You can do it, right? So you think, which one is easier for us to tackle first? Which one should we go after? Which one? Pick. Depending on your company, just pick me one now. Pick me one. Which is the one you would take first? Come on, everybody say something. Just pick between those 2 things. Do you want to tackle the AI module that's acting up, or integration and automation of system? You want to go after AI. Okay. His choice, he's a professional. He should say something like, I understand what you're saying. You want to fix both these things. I suggest we do the AI module first. We'll handle that one first. We should begin by doing this. Have you promised anything? No. But you did make them feel like you can do the job. Do you understand what I'm saying? The words that came out of your mouth made them feel like you're a professional and you know your stuff, which all of you do. When I get to meet another developer, you guys are the smartest people I've ever dealt with. You know, I mean, I'm blown away by the intelligence and the rapid thinking and the ways around problems and everything. So that's what you need to present to the customer, the client. Yes, let's handle this module that's acting up first. I think we can do that. And we will start working on that one. We need to start gathering information first. I want to look at the data set it was trained on, right? So where's the data that module was trained on? That's probably the problem, right? Okay, so let's start by gathering the data that was that we used for training, right? Simple. Can you do that off the top of your head without going, excuse me, I need to go back and think about what we should offer you? Here's one more real important thing. In a situation like that, this is really important. With the West, don't offer them all solutions at once, please. This ruins it right then because they go, which one do we want to do? Oh my God, he's offering to fix this and that too. I don't know. They want to start with something, MVP, okay? Offer one. Okay.
Yeah, so let's take some pause, close the conference, and we can continue with your questions to Paul later at the discussion zone.